why prioritizing mental health in the workplace is no longer a choice. It's a necessity. We've all seen the headlines. The mental health crisis is not only looming, but is already profoundly affecting workplaces across the globe. Yet, for many businesses, the conversation around mental health is still in its infancy. The days of believing employees should leave their personal issues at the door are long gone. With 12 billion working days lost to mental illness every year, creating a workplace that prioritizes mental well-being is no longer just about doing the right thing. It's about the survival of your organization. Today's employees demand more than just a paycheck. They want a workplace where their well-being is respected, their mental health supported, and where they feel empowered to bring their whole selves to work. For Gen Z, who are already entering the workforce with reported mental health issues at higher rates than any previous generation, the stakes couldn't be higher. They expect employers to step up, and failure to meet these expectations can lead to disengagement, burnout, and ultimately, a loss of talent. So how do we create a mentally healthy workplace? And more importantly, how can we ensure it thrives? Mental health versus mental disorders. Know the difference. Before we dive into solutions, it's important to clarify the distinction between mental health and mental disorders. Mental health is something we all have, much like physical health. It's the ability to cope with life's ups and downs, manage emotions, and function well socially, emotionally, and psychologically. It's perfectly normal for our mental health to fluctuate, just as we experience physical ups and downs. Some days we feel on top of the world, while others leave us drained and stressed. That's life. But mental disorders are a different story. These are medical conditions like depression, anxiety, or bipolar disorder that can severely impact how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. For those living with mental disorders, managing daily tasks can become overwhelming, and these challenges often require professional treatment and long-term support. Mental disorders aren't something people can just snap out of or push through. They require understanding, flexibility, and, crucially, support from their employer. Recognize the signs. How to spot mental health struggles in your team. Creating a mentally healthy workplace starts with awareness. You don't need to be a mental health expert to notice when something's off with one of your employees. Often, the signs are there, if you're paying attention. Here are some key indicators that someone on your team might be struggling. Uncharacteristic behavior. If an employee who is typically engaged and cheerful suddenly becomes withdrawn, irritable, or disengaged, this could be a sign that something deeper is going on. Increased absence. Historically, those struggling with mental health have been more likely to call in sick than talk about their challenges at work. While this is slowly changing, absenteeism is still a major red flag that should not be overlooked. Disinterest in social activities. Employees who once thrived in social situations but now avoid work events or casual conversations may be grappling with mental health challenges. A sudden withdrawal from team activities can be a sign of deeper distress. Declining work performance. Mental health struggles can lead to difficulty focusing, missed deadlines, or a noticeable drop in the quality of work. If someone who used to excel is now underperforming, it's worth having a conversation to understand what's going on. Increased fear, anger, or irritability. Mental disorders often come with heightened emotions that can manifest as fear, anger, or irritability in the workplace. If a typically calm employee is suddenly quick to anger or seems overly anxious, this could signal that they're struggling. What employers can do. A 4-step mental health checklist. It's one thing to recognize the signs, but another to act on them. Supporting your team means more than just providing an EAP, Employee Assistance Program, and hoping for the best. Here's a 4-step approach to building a proactive and supportive mental health strategy in your organization. 1. Create a culture of openness. Let's face it, talking about mental health is still stigmatized in many workplaces. That has to change. Make it normal to talk about mental health, not just during crises, but as part of your daily work culture. Encourage team members to share how they're feeling in meetings and model this behavior yourself as a leader. When people see that you're willing to be vulnerable, it creates a ripple effect that allows others to feel safe doing the same. 2. Invest in mental health training. Understanding. Mental health isn't something we're born with, it's something we learn. Invest in mental health training for managers and team leads. Organisations like Mind and the British Red Cross offer valuable courses that teach how to spot the signs of mental health struggles and respond effectively. Designating mental health champions within your company can also be a game changer, ensuring there's always someone employees can turn to for support. 3. Offer flexibility and make reasonable adjustments. Flexibility is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. People's needs differ, especially when managing mental health conditions. For someone dealing with anxiety, flexibility might mean starting their workday later to manage morning anxiety. For others, it could mean working from home a few days a week. Under the Equality Act, employers must make reasonable adjustments for mental health conditions, but the best employers go above and beyond the minimum legal requirement. Offering flexibility shows that you value your employees as individuals, not just as workers. 4. Encourage healthy coping mechanisms. Empower your employees to develop their own coping strategies by encouraging self-reflection and regular breaks. Help them identify their triggers and pair them with positive actions, whether it's taking a 5-minute mindfulness break or stepping away from a stressful environment. Encourage using apps like Headspace or Calm and normalize the time spent on self-care during the workday. This boosts resilience and demonstrates that you value mental health as much as productivity. Starting the conversation. How to talk about mental health. It's often said that the most challenging part of addressing mental health is starting the conversation. But staying silent helps no one. If you think someone on your team is struggling, here's how to start the conversation. Find a private space. Choose a private, comfortable space where the person won't feel embarrassed or judged. An informal chat over coffee or a one-on-one video call can make all the difference. Listen without judgment. This is key. Listen to understand, not to fix. Ask open-ended questions and give them time to speak. Sometimes, people just need to be heard. Avoid making assumptions. Don't assume you know what they're going through. Everyone's experience with mental health is unique. Let them guide the conversation and respect their insights. If you want to transform your workplace or explore cutting-edge HR strategies, subscribe to the Wink Wire for more insights.